Friends, I am back and I am here with Françoise Weeks at her studio, in her garden, in the creative space. I've been so excited about this because I've actually followed your career for a while. And I think what's so beautiful is I think we have something in common. I actually came to landscaping later. I didn't come out of college and do this.
Right.
I started my business when I was 35.
I started my business when I was 44. I'm a teacher by trade, middle school, science.
Brave woman.
Yeah, I didn't last very long. 2 years as a substitute teacher. Yeah, I really didn't last very long. And then I worked in the medical field. I worked in a medical lab for 20 years. And then I started my business in 96. And this is year 29. I started doing weddings. I did over 800 weddings. They were small to medium sized because I always worked by myself. And in 2007, a childhood memory started my new path of Woodlands. And around the same time, I started to explore botanical couture, making botanical purses and shoes, and then it morphed into headpieces and fascinators and jewelry and wearables. But for the Woodlands, that morphed also, started with centerpieces. And then at the time I was still doing weddings, I was curious how to emulate that look for bridal bouquets and for, pew arrangements, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So curiosity and perseverance always drive me.
Oh my God. That is so funny because that's what I tell people who are like exploring new passions or don't know what they want to do in life. I always tell them, I said, start with what you're curious about.
So as much as I adore flowers, I prefer to design with textures. And I define textures by anything but flowers. And of course, I know that flowers are texturals, but they're not part of the deal. So it's all these types of bark, branches, lichens, mosses, basically everything that I talk about in the book. And so the mushroom, the seed, the incredible seed pods that are endless. So the moss, all the different types of mosses, et cetera, et cetera. So I really like to design with those elements. And it's not because they last a lot longer. It's just the textures, the interest of the textures to me is pretty incredible. And I always like to say that when I started to do Woodlands, I got new eyes because I started to see all these gifts from Mother Nature that I never, ever had paid attention to.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what you find and explore.
Friends, we are going to jump off the camera. We are going to go around your garden. And I think what is so fun about your garden is it looks like you. And at the very end, we're going to dive into a little bit more on this book. This is my copy, which you can see is very well loved. Your photography is incredible. Your imagination is incredible. You're inspiring me so much this year. And I feel like she doesn't even know it. You don't even know how much you're inspiring my personal journey right now and what I'm hoping to bring to the world this year. Let's jump into the garden. So this was my first glimpse of your house.
I love pansies. And so for quite a while now, every spring I buy like 4 flats of pansies. And then they're intermingled with a lot of succulents because it faces west and some other low perennials. All of it dies back in the wintertime. But I love the color that the pansies add on, and then we're back to all the textures that the different succulents bring about.
When you're gardening, is this are you growing things that you want to use in your work?
Very little. My garden is my garden. I mean, I
Oh.
don't, it's so funny because when I used to do weddings, brides who typically knew nothing about flowers and gardening would ask me, "Do you grow all the flowers for my wedding?" We live in the small piece of property. I said, "No, no, the garden is for me."
Yeah.
So I snip every so often, but it really is my garden to enjoy.
Yes.
So this first one here, this is a Mina lobata. It grows all the way up there. It started to grow up there maybe 3 weeks ago or so.
Wow.
It grows super,
It is
super,
so
super fast.
fast.
It grows super, super fast. And it
Wow.
has these magnificent clusters of flowers that start off being red and then they morph into being orange and yellow and cream. And so all the colors literally are part of the flower and the different blossoms that make part of it.
It's like a sunset.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's. I wish you could see it in 2 months or so, a month or two. So they're just magnificent. And I noticed yesterday the first bud here on the cobea. So this is another amazing vine that morphs colors. So the bud is green, and then the flower starts off being a lime green. It morphs into being cream, and then lavender, and then purple, and then the flowers falls off, and the seed pod is green again. There,
It
it's
just full circle.
Oh my gosh, it's so magnificent. And then here, the hyacinth bean. The flowers are pretty, but I really do grow it for the seed pods.
The pods are incredible.
That eggplant color is just, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
And do you feel like I do kind of feel like texture also drives your selections here?
Yeah. Well, yeah, always.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
this is another absolute favorite annual vine. It's a Love in a Puff, and it has these tiniest little flowers that create these big seed pods. Look at the difference in
that is
size.
comical.
And they just hang so beautifully. And so I stretch bind wire over here, and then in about 2 weeks or something like that, it will be totally covered. And then you can see here, the little seed pods start to look how many there are.
That is so fantastic.
Yeah.
This is the other, I feel like, a hallmark of your work is it's playful.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like as we grow up, I think there's this thought that we have to be more serious or we have things figured out, but your garden is showing just constant play. This is essentially the entrance to your studio space.
Yeah.
Which
oh, look. The first I can't think of the name right now.
It's a little toad lily.
Yeah, toad lily.
Oh.
That's the first one this year. It's early. Usually it's not until late August. Usually they start blooming.
Okay, don't you love this about a garden that's this full? Is like I get overly excited in my own garden, and my partner Brian has taken photos of me like out with a flashlight, and he's like, "You are crazy," and I was like, "I am a gardener."
Yeah, I think a lot of people call us crazy. What do you do with sticks?
You're like, what can't I do with a stick? The two things that I noticed when I first came is your love of a begonia.
Yeah. Vex begonias.
And your love of a nebutulon. And I think both of those, they're a very you plant. Yeah.
I just love them. We're really lucky at the flower market. We have a begonia hybridizer.
Oh, you do?
And he and his wife moved here from Idaho maybe 20 years ago, 18 years ago or something like that. And he must grow over 50 types of Rex begonias that he hybridizes. And so they're not all available at the same time, but it's just magnificent. It really is.
I also think there's something very magical about having someone's work in your home. Having something that's been touched.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is also one of my favorites, Begonia ferox, because I mean, these look like they would just skewer someone.
Yeah. They look pretty nasty.
They
actually.
do. But then looking at all your Rex begonias,
Yeah.
and I love what you've done is you've layered them with all these delicate ferns and hostas and hellebore. Oh my, this is just a discovery.
Yeah.
And this is very similar to your work where you want to just get in close and like dissect it. Do you have a
Detail.
favorite?
No.
Right now in this season?
It's so hard. I adore poppies, but of course, I adore hellebores, and I adore so many there's just so many of them, and they're just fleeting. The hellebores do last a long time in the garden, but like poppies, it's 1 day or 2 days, and that's it.
It's ephemeral,
Yeah,
and then they're
super
gone.
ephemeral. Yeah, yeah. This is another favorite of the begonias.
With that deep purple and silver.
Just so beautiful.
These colorings, they glow in the shade. They're so good.
Just, yeah, and it's interesting because so many people who have shade gardens, they're annoyed or upset that they don't have more sun because of the flowers. And I always say, oh my gosh, you can have such a magnificent, magnificent garden.
I'm with you. I don't have enough shade in my garden,
Yeah.
and it absolutely kills me.
Yeah.
Because I am a fern, hellebore, begonia queen. Mosses, bring me all the mosses. I need more shade. That's something I'm really craving.
It's Scottish or Irish moss. I can't look at this begonia. Look at
that. Is a great combination.
Look at that. It's just. This is another really cool fern. I don't know the name, but
beautiful. Now up here, we also have to show this gorgeous abutilon. Now this is one that you don't see very often. In fact, I really only stumbled across this variety a year or two ago. And it was grown, I want to say by Langley, or it was a very obscure nursery. Do you remember the name of this abutilon? It is completely escaping me.
No, I don't. I don't know the name.
The drape on it is incredible.
So these need to be taken inside during the winter. They don't take any frost.
Wow.
Most of my other abutilons I leave outdoors, and they do overwinter. If it gets super cold, I put them in the studio, but that's only happened once in the last 7 years.
Wow.
So they take slight frost.
Okay.
And it's protected, the studio, the house.
You have a bit of a microclimate here.
Yeah, I think I do.
It's really, I mean, it's really nice. Anytime you get kind of a little, little pocket between buildings, it tends to trap that warm air.
Yeah, and then I know it's invasive, but I love these.
Oh, this is the good morning glory. I battle bindweed at my house, but I mean, the color
is just
so electric.
So all
it's
this,
so
electric. That's the perfect word for it. Oh. So all these are reseeds. I just, shake the seed
shake them about,
and they do their thing.
And it just continues. Now, this is so fun because I feel like back here, we're getting another hint of your love of texture with bringing in bark piecing.
So this was actually a piece, the bark here, I have another piece over there. It's from the tree up front. The big tree was trimmed, had some dead branches.
Yeah.
And so I asked them if I could have some of these little stumps. And so they're out here.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And this is the very first year that lantana overwintered in my garden.
Wow.
I've never been able to overwinter it.
It's so delicate. It never overwinters up here.
Yeah, never.
And it loves the heat.
Yeah, yeah. And this year, and I didn't bring the pot inside, but I think we only had 2 nights where it was maybe 29 degrees, and the rest of the winter it was above freezing.
And everything is tucked in here, so it's probably very safe. Yeah. This is the other one that I was looking at the color of this abutilon. And it's just a smoky raspberry. It's really good. Are there colors that you find you're really drawn to?
So I love jewel tones.
Yes, yes.
The deep purples, the dark blues, burgundies,
yeah.
and chartreuse. Those are my very favorite colors. But I have to admit, with the abutilons, I love these. But I very, very, very rarely design with this colors palette. Sometimes in the fall because they're so prevalent. But otherwise, lots of greens and browns and burgundy. I just love burgundy.
And so do you grow a lot of these vining elements from seed?
Yeah. So these are super easy to grow from seed. Super easy.
This is like a must grow for my garden, I think.
Yeah. They're and on top of it, if you buy them at the flower market, they charge a ton of money for it. So
and you're like, this is easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then I grow the tomatillos for the tomatillos. I don't eat them.
You don't eat them?
I just like to use them in design.
Oh, wow. Oh,
look at this one here.
Oh, that's awesome.
It popped. Perfect color. See that eggplant color?
I love that.
I just love it. And look at the Look at the inside of this.
Yeah.
Isn't it just magnificent?
It's so, so good.
I water them every day.
And you do? Okay.
I water them every day. And when we had mid-90 temperatures or even mid-80s, I water them twice a day.
Oh, really? Okay.
The Mina vine, the Mina and the Love in a Puff, they definitely need to be watered twice a day. If the temperature is in the even low 80s, they get really sad early afternoon. But then I water them for the second time, and within 5 minutes they're back.
They're back in action.
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes that little of a time, but they get very sad every day.
And you were talking to me also about fertilizing your abutilon.
Yeah.
That makes it. Do you fertilize all abutilon or just your hanging baskets?
So I fertilize all the abutilons, everything that's in pots. But I don't fertilize the rest. It just takes too much time.
Yeah.
But I do bring in 4 yards of mushroom compost every winter.
Okay.
So I get it usually in January. Before things, before the muscari and the hellebores start popping up. Yeah. So it's super easy, I just wheelbarrow, empty it out, spread it. So it makes it a lot easier than having to go carefully in between plants.
Okay.
So I do that every year, and then that's good enough. All the hanging plants and the potted plants, I fertilize once a week with 20-20-20.
Oh my gosh. I am very curious about this here. Is this, do you have this on a structure?
Yes.
It looks like a tiny umbrella.
So this is a super cool welded structure. It is like an umbrella.
Oh, that is so cool.
So this is a beautiful, beautiful annual passion vine. And again, it overwintered. It has, you can see how many flowers I had. Yeah. And it's the purple one. It's magnificent.
And what's so fun is I love how you have it positioned outside your studio window.
Yeah.
That's so great. I'd love to do this in design where I'll put like a little view out someone's window. So it's so whimsical too.
Yeah.
Now, this is an area that, are you redoing? Is this where the tree came down? Obviously.
So we had this huge cherry tree, and this was, mostly a shade garden.
Yeah.
Had some sun, but not all that much. And I was really concerned that having, facing south there, that I was going to lose a lot of the plants. But because I decided to wait a year and see what happened. And granted, we haven't had a super hot summer, but so far so good. Even the hostas are doing well. I've had to cut back a few leaves, but really not very many. And then I planted a little dogwood tree here 3 or 4 months ago. it's a dwarf one. It will grow to be about 15 feet tall, but I really wanted to create more shade in the garden.
I like that you've pulled it forward too. I think a lot of people naturally want to push it towards the back of the garden, which I get it. I understand it. But this creates an opportunity for you to have a shade garden like we talked about. And then back here, this gets to be, oh my gosh, a little secret pathway.
Yeah, so that goes.
Love it.
And over there in the back, that's viburnum, the one that has the pink flowers in December and January.
Yes.
A friend gave me that. It was a 1-gallon pot about 30 years ago. And it's, it's pretty big.
Can I walk on these stepping stones?
Totally.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Then these 4 o'clocks, I don't understand why they call them 4 o'clocks because they certainly don't bloom at 4 o'clock in my garden. They're all self-seeding, and they bring some color. So
oh my gosh, and you have a little placanthus in here.
Yeah.
I love this plant, and you never. It's one of these unsung heroes. I love it.
Placanthus.
Yes, and I never pronounce it right. It is a tongue twister, whatever it is. This one is lemon twist. Is that what I'm?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm exercising my brain cells right now.
Yeah, and this is a beauty berry, but I don't think it's gonna have berries. I moved it. It was in this area, and I had to dig it up when they took the tree down. And then I moved it here early in the spring, and shortly thereafter, a few weeks after that, it got super hot.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
And I think it was mid-90s, and I think that I'm not gonna get to enjoy those beautiful purple berries this year.
You might. I mean, it would probably be behind for you because it's just now pushing out some blooms.
Yeah.
I think throw a little bit more mulch on it. I think you might have a few. Oh my gosh. And then back here, I love that you've created a little seating area.
A friend of mine gave me this really cool chair.
Oh.
And it was perfect. I found this structure, it's a bowed metal structure, and I grew sweet peas on it and then more cobea. For that, I do want to take advantage of the sun that I have in the garden now.
That's actually a really smart move. My sweet peas are just going over right now.
Yeah.
And so to have the copea come up and take over, that's
which it obviously is doing. And then the salpiglosses, that's another very favorite. The colors are just so we're back, to
the jewel tones.
To the jewel tones.
But I mean, this is one of those plants that I actually haven't grown a ton of. Yeah. And I kick myself every year. I'm like, why am I not?
Yeah, I love them.
Why am I not growing more of this?
Yeah.
Now with your poppies, did you start by initially sowing them?
So I literally threw a bunch of seeds in here in March.
Perfect.
And then 2 months later, it's totally the end of the season now. But they were so beautiful. And I do collect all the seed pods of those to use in design, and then also to collect seed. But you can totally, when they're mature enough, you can totally shake the seeds out and then still use the seed pods in design.
Well, can we give everyone a sneak peek of your studio space?
Sure.
Because this makes me squeal with delight when I see a studio space like yours, because it's just brimming with creativity. Oh my gosh. It's so, okay, so now these are some of the beautiful, beautiful fairy houses that you brought to share.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They're so good. But you and I were having a bit of a squeal fest over your latest creation. Talk to me about this, because this is so good.
So I had bought these, they're like 4 bamboo circles, And I wanted to do something with them, and I didn't know what. Usually, if I see something that strikes my fancy, I don't have a clue of what I'm going to do with it.
Yes.
So, anyways, they sat on my bench for probably 2 weeks. And then the other day, I took all 4 of them and held them, in this one joint point, and they were in one, one plane. And then I started to play with it, and then all 4 of them disappeared. Started to move in a different plane, and I really, really liked that. So I drilled a hole in them, zip tied them together, and then I zip tied them onto a piece of curly bark. And then I filled the small one out. I secured a little structure to it, and I filled it out with moss, and then I just hot glued favorite things. And because I'm doing a photo shoot in a bookstore tomorrow, I made little books, and I incorporated a little book here.
And your books are so charming. And they're also in French.
Was an old mystery book that I had that I was not going to read again.
Oh.
And I thought, I can use the pages of that.
And you're from Belgium.
I'm from Belgium, yeah.
But you speak French.
I speak French and Dutch.
French
so
and Dutch,
we lived in the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium, but my parents were French-speaking. So at home we always spoke French. And when we were 4, we went to school not knowing a lick of Dutch, and we learned Dutch in school, did all our schooling in Dutch.
Wow.
And so, but we always spoke French.
Now, what are you going? This is a heck of a piece here.
So this is actually a window frame, a wooden window frame that a friend of mine found on the street last year, and she actually found 3, and she gave them to me, and she said, "I think you can do something with this." And so I collect beautiful driftwood at the coast. So I zip tied some cool driftwood on it.
Really beautiful pattern.
They're so beautiful.
Good.
And then I made more little books and secured them on. These here are these tree ferns.
I can't believe this.
I got those at the flower market last week.
No.
I had never seen them, and they had 2, and I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I grabbed them, and they were perfect for this project.
These are the most magnificent fiddleheads I've ever seen.
Yeah, look at these.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this.
It's like an octopus meets like Bigfoot, like a hairy Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Are there materials that you get drawn to time and time again?
I just love barks. I mean, look at these pieces of bark. The
curl bark,
whether it's the driftwood or this curly bark or paper thin bark, like from birch, any of it, and see, it's all the different varieties. So the barks and the lichens. So all these are lichens. This and this. There's just so much out there.
It's so fantastic.
It's just so. And see, this is a good example. I mean, both of the designs we looked at, where I could never do something like this with flowers. It just, I mean, you could, but I think it's so much more fun to do it with texture. And then you kind of can take your time too with these, because you don't have that time limit.
Yeah.
Of.
I got to get it in water. I have to get it preserved. Yeah. This is phenomenal. This is so fantastic. Do you play with the arrangements?
So most of those designs that are on the wall there were actually designs that I made for the book. And
they look really familiar.
So they're like they're 3 or 4 years old.
Okay, what's so funny is this is how much I've read your book.
I'm sure you recognize that.
I recognize this. I have this page flagged.
Yeah.
Up here, this compote. You guys, I'm outing myself as like a fangirl. I have this page flagged. I mean, some of these wreaths, this is so fun. It's like walking into your book in real life.
So, and you know, the other super fun thing is that people ship me a lot of
Oh,
seed pods or interesting textures. I don't know these people. We're connected via Facebook or Instagram, and I will get these messages and do you have this tree growing in Portland, or are you familiar with this? And if I say no, they ship them. So this is a lady she lives in Florida, and she found this on the beach.
That
And
is cool.
and I think that these are baby bananas that she that she sent. So this was something that she sent. I have no idea what these seed pods are, but it's been so much fun to get this here, the base of this. Two 3 years ago, I taught a workshop in North Carolina, and the lady who was hosting the workshop had this amazing piece of roots of ivy that had been cut from a tree.
Oh.
And so I looked at it and I asked her, it was probably 4 feet long and probably a foot wide, and all these woven stems, that were thick. And I asked her, are you going to use this? And she said, you want it? And I said, yes. And so she shipped it for me. And this is one piece of it. This is in the book too. It's a little fresher than this, but
oh my gosh. Well, and I used one of these yesterday and I was trying to place it. What is this?
So those are eucalyptus seed pods.
Those are massive.
Yeah, there's so many varieties of seed pods.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to say, I really liked that. And what I was even thinking of is it reminds me of like a little elfin cup or a little fairy cup, and I was thinking to myself, oh, it could even be used as like a vase or something, and I could stick some flowers in it.
Yeah, they're super sweet.
They're so
they're only available at the flower market in December, January, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And so I just buy a lot at that time. Whatever I can take my find, I get, and then I just have them available all year. And then I love using tillandsias. They are super cool.
They're so cool. And it's so funny.
They last a long time.
I'm afraid to take them apart sometimes. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm destroying something. But you're giving them new life. This is such a good shift. Yes. Oh my God.
I mean, people have given me a bad time about buying beautiful house plants, and they'll go, you're not going to cut this apart, are you? And I go, yeah, I am. And it's not any different than cutting flowers in your garden. That plant happens to be in a pot. In the garden, it's either in a pot or in the ground. People pick from that, cut from that, and so it's really not any different. And so, yeah, I do deconstruct a lot of things.
I think this is also one of the reasons that I find your work so interesting, is that I wouldn't have thought to deconstruct a houseplant or take off a piece of my beloved Ripsalis. I love Ripsalis. I love it. I know, you guys, this houseplant, my assistant Senta had one, and from the moment I saw it, I just thought, this has to be mine. I have to have one.
Yeah.
But I think what's really cool about your work is I wouldn't have thought to deconstruct something like that. Yet here you are, changing my mind and changing my perspective and bringing in new vision for what my plants can be.
It's like, these succulents. I often take them apart, as you can tell.
Yes,
it's all that's left here. Because individually, they're a really cool design element. Whether in jewelry or even, I saw somebody who had taken one apart yesterday and incorporated in her in the fairy house that she had made. So to me, deconstructing, whether it's flowers or plants or succulents, whatever, gives you a whole new dimension of materials you can use. It's like over there, those are leaves of Banksia. So I buy stems of Banksia. I really don't care for the flower at all.
Yes,
but I love the
don't
leaves.
either. The leaves are phenomenal.
But the leaves are phenomenal. And so those have
interesting?
dried. So you can use them fresh and they're dark green, or you can dry them and then they morph into this color.
Do you always have it set up with little goodies in the middle of your table?
I often have things, clean things up a little bit because you were coming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you didn't have to. I love a messy studio. It's like peering inside someone's brain.
It can get pretty messy. And then, so a friend of mine gave me some of these honeycombs, or they're actually from a wasp nest, I think. And then I love dehydrated mushrooms. So I go to Trader Joe's and I buy these and I buy these. These come in a big clump, and then I take them apart and I put them on a dry paper towel. These take about 4 days to dehydrate. Wow. These take about 10 to 14 days to dehydrate. And then they're super hard. You don't have to deal with mold or anything like that. And they'll last for months and months and months. Ultimately, they will fall apart, literally.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I buy a lot of other mushrooms at Asian grocery stores. They have an amazing selection.
You just go through and stock
up. I stock up because I use them in everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I use them in. They're just.
Oh, I even love just like the chunks of mushroom.
Yeah, they're
such great texture.
They're. I mean, look how cool these are.
Oh, I love the red of that. That's great.
Yeah. And then these are calathea leaves. So I have big ones over there. So this is a calathea plant. We see purple, back. So they're pretty common house plants. They come with small leaves. So at the flower market, they sell bunches of 10 leaves, and they're big. They're like about a foot long or so.
Wow.
So if you hang them upside down, within 10 days, that's what they look like.
Okay, this is fascinating. So incredible. I thought you were going to tell me this is some super fancy rare calathea.
No.
This is just flower market calathea.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is wild to me.
Yeah. See, I've got some.
They look like horns, don't
they? And they all look different. So these were a little bit different. They were a lot narrower leaves, and they've been hanging here for.
Whoa.
But so see, then they were like this, and then they curl upon, and then they just do their own thing. And
I am gobsmacked by this.
It's so fascinating.
It is so fascinating. It literally looks like a ram's horn, or when they twist up.
Yeah. And I use them in everything.
Wow.
So like that necklace there, I used it to just cover the wire, for the necklace.
Wow.
But I've used them in headpieces. I use them in any design.
Anything.
They're just magnificent.
Oh my goodness.
And then
I want to take a look at this piece. Is this something that you're making for
I made
today?
No, actually I made it 4 months ago for a show.
No.
So these are dried lotus leaves that I buy at at an Asian grocery store.
Wow.
And then, but so, okay.
Do you buy them fresh or do you buy them dry?
Dried. They sell them in packages.
Incredible.
Yeah. And so I made this in
4 months ago.
Yeah, it was in May, early May.
This is unbelievable.
So these are, the fiddleheads that you can buy. So instead of using them fresh where they're just, these perfect little spiral, I buy them and I just put them in a container without water, and then they do their thing. And I find them way more interesting dried than the straight.
It's like
here,
oh,
I'll show
gosh.
you. So this is a selection of them. See,
wow.
See what they do?
It's like you get, it's so interesting. It's almost like you give them permission to be wonky.
They are,
wow.
Yeah.
And this shape is so much more interesting to use because it's so unpredictable.
Yeah. So it's like you never, and see, these were all straight stems.
Yes.
And then they just do their own thing. They're super fragile.
And all of your seed heads.
Yeah. So these are I have these blue nigellas, and those are the seed heads. Aren't they blue?
That is great.
Aren't they gorgeous? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then those are
Los Scabiosa.
Those Scabiosa seed pods.
Oh, can you remind me the name of this little
It's
fern?
called sea star fern.
A sea star fern. And where did you get it?
So I buy it at the flower market.
Okay.
It actually comes from Australia.
Oh, I love it. I used some of this yesterday, and I thought it was magnificent.
Yeah.
Isn't this so funny? I woke up this morning, actually, and I went back out to my fairy house. And you know what I thought to myself? I was like, I think I need to add a little touch of bright green.
Oh.
Because it was very brown.
It was very dark, yeah.
Okay, I would love it if you would tell me, is it a good idea to add a little bit more chartreuse, a little bit more vibrance?
I would. I don't know if you took any of the if you used any of the chartreuse lichen.
I didn't, and I was kind of,
if you want any, take it home.
Oh, parting gift. Because I was thinking about how I love the swoop of the roof line that I did, but it almost gets lost with all the bark. So if I just trace the edge of the roof line, do you do this too? Do you come back to your work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And just time and time again, you're like, I could add.
Definitely.
And then before each class, do you add a little something?
So I yeah.
Oh, and this cactus here.
Usually I don't really have to change much of anything, but if something needs to be replaced, I definitely do.
You definitely do it.
And then this is another fun project.
So great.
I started to do that a while back, decorate wine bottles like that. And of course you could do it with flowers, but that would be super ephemeral. This is because there is no water source. And of course you don't have to worry about coming up with a water source to make something like this.
I feel like there is a missed opportunity for a wine company to come knock on your door. Françoise, thank you so, so, so much for letting me come and visit and play in the garden. You guys, we've just had the most wonderful chat that I feel like when you meet another creative, it fills your soul. And this was that for me. Everyone, please get her book. You can find this wherever books are sold. Locally, it was actually at Makerspace, and it is Wonders of the Woodlands. This is a book that I have referred to already so many times and is inspiring kind of my next journey. So stay tuned on that. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. The questions. Okay, so there are classes that are conducted year round, both at Makerspace as well as in your private studio. And this is crazy. You actually can come and take a class from this wonderful woman in your creative space, in like the heart of your studio, which is so good. And so you do classes year round. Yeah. And tell me, I've kind of mentioned some of them already, but we obviously did the fairy garden class. Fairy gardens. Yes.
I do, woodland centerpieces, woodland wreaths, botanical couture, botanical fascinators, purses, shoes, botanical shoes.
Can you say botanical couture one more time? Because I butcher it. Here, one more time for the internet.
Botanical couture.
Couture. Okay. I'm gonna get it. And just such great classes. Yeah. And they're usually about 3 hours.
3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And anyone can come.
Yeah.
And anyone literally gets to come to your house, which is so crazy to me. It's such a treat, such a treat. Can I ask you 3 final questions?
Yeah.
Okay. I've started asking these questions of different gardeners that I go and I visit their homes. And one of the main questions, so question number 1, what has your garden taught you this year?
I think it always teaches me patience.
Yes. Yes.
I just enjoy so much seeing the progress as the weeks and the months go by. I remember as a kid, my mom always would walk in the garden the minute my dad left for work at 7:30 in the morning, and I walk in my garden so many times each day and discover a little this or a little that. I need to pinch something, or this flower, this plant started to bloom. It gives me so much joy.
That simple walk, and it's ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. If you were to give advice to a new gardener, someone who's just getting started on this journey, what advice would you give them?
Be curious.
Yes.
Try growing plants that are not mainstream. Follow. I read a lot of books when I started. Even though my mom was an avid gardener, I was interested in flowers, but I was not interested in gardening as a kid. And so read a lot of books, go talk to people at nurseries, talk to friends who are gardeners, and try new things. And remember that the most important thing in gardening is to have good soil.
Soil is king, isn't it?
Soil
is king.
So important. So it may not be all that much fun to dig a lot, to add amendments and stuff like that, but it's so important.
It's the start of everything.
Important. And the other thing is that I'm not very good at following rules. I'm actually really lousy at following rules.
Yes.
But one rule that I learned I could not break is that plants that love sun do not do well in the shade, and vice versa.
We always hope. Don't you feel like, I bet this could get 4 hours. It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Final question.
Yeah.
In this season of your life, in this moment of time, what does your garden mean to you?
It means a lot.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot of joy. I start a lot of plants from seed. I love that whole sequence of putting this tiny little thing in soil and watching it grow, and then transplanting it in the garden and seeing it grow and flower. I love moving things in the garden. If things don't do well, or just because like last year we lost a big cherry tree, so I had to move things or watch and see if things were going to do well. So we're back to observing a lot, paying attention, and trying things. And if I have a rule, I give plants 3 chances. If it's not happy in place 1, I'll move it to place 2, I'll move it to place 3. And if it still is not happy, then it goes to a friend.
Good day to you.
And another thing that I love, because we have a small garden, I love to have satellite gardens and share plants from my garden with friends.
Okay.
Because perennials grow bigger and better every year. And so I only have so much room. So a lot of people get babies from the garden.
Isn't that so fun?
And I love having satellite gardens.
I like this concept that it's like satellite gardens, little touches all over Portland. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for
delight.
It was
so much
the
fun.
best treat.
It was so much fun.
It was so joyful. And I feel like this is such a great invitation for everyone out there to connect with someone, because it's just a beautiful thing to be with a friend in a garden. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one.
Thank you.
And as always,
Thank you.
please say hello to your garden for me and go buy this book because it is fantastic. And come to a workshop.